Well, I can certainly appreciate the enthusiasm. For me, one of the most amazing experiences I've had was documenting whale sharks for Ocean Mysteries. But we have to remember that this is a wild animal. And in fact, intense contact with sharks can actually be incredibly stressful for these animals. They have a very thin, almost like slimy layer, a mucus layer on their skin. And when that rubs off, it actually can expose them to bacteria. And we also need to remember what this animal is doing. These animals move at the surface for one specific reason, and that is to filter feed. And they're burning energy to get energy. And when we interfere with their feeding activities, it can be detrimental. And in some places, whale sharks are protected. These are a mysterious species, Pierce. We don't know a lot about them, but we know they're very vulnerable. And that shark, that could be on the coast of Florida one day, a few weeks later, could be somewhere off the coast of Mexico. They move and travel great distances. But I myself think you need to be real careful around these creatures because they're vulnerable.
I had a few guys on recently who had caught what may well turn out to be the biggest shark ever caught in American waters, if not the world's waters. And I got a bit of flack on Twitter afterwards for glorifying in their capture on the basis that we shouldn't be celebrating this kind of thing. These are great creatures of the sea and they shouldn't be hooked out into the boats. What do you think of that, Jeff?
Well, when we vilify them, it makes it a lot easier to unsustainably exploit them. So the truth is, sharks are incredibly complex. We've talked about this before, Piers, and these are animals that, for example, mako sharks. These are creatures that may spend many decades before they're even old enough to reproduce. So there are some species of sharks that haven't even replaced themselves until they're 20, 30, 40